Alright fans, welcome back in the second half of tonight's RWL Rage in Richmond, Virginia. About to get underway, Don Hickson here with Myron Schimmelman and Christy Ogilvie. And the second hour, 4 more great matches lined up this evening, including a main event which you are simply not going to believe. That's absolutely true. Macho Man Randy Savage, the new Legends World Champion, taking on the one and only living legend Bruno Sammartino in the main event. Now there's one you're not going to want to miss.
Plus, Les Femmes Fatales defending the Rage Women's Tag titles against AJ Lee and Shotzi Blackheart Anu. Timeless Toni Storm is back after Dion the Titan has busted her up a couple of weeks ago. Still on her tour of experiencing everybody and everything, and tonight going straight to the top woman, Dynamite Genie Parker.
Welcome back, everyone. Our second half opener is a non-title match, scheduled for one fall, with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the Gold Coast of Australia, here is Timeless Toni Storm.
The Timeless one back with us tonight, and it's been a couple of weeks since Madam Snoo gave Toni Storm an experience, that she's likely not gonna be forgetting for a minute, but full marks for guts. She's AEW's top woman star for a reason, and she don't back down from a fight, even if her motivations get a little Diddy level weird sometimes. That's why Genie Dynamite signed this one for tonight. She knows Toni Storm and Liberty Belle Danielle. They've got themselves an appointment at Coliseum Games. So Dynamite wants Toni Storm off her schedule, win or lose in this non-title matchup, because she says she respects Toni Storm as a wrestler, but thinks she clowns just a little too much. Don't know that she's right or not about that, but Genie Dynamite is definitely going to give Toni Storm a memorable match.
That's why we put it together, Christy. We knew it would be, well, a Dynamite match. That was a horrible pun, Myron, even for you.
Her opponent from Richmond, Virginia, she's an RWL double champion and the reigning RWL Women's World Champion, the sexy soul sister of the squared circle, the Queen, Dynamite. Genie Parker.
Genie Parker rarely arriving to the ring, shabbily dressed, and this red leather catsuit is no exception. Dynamite Genie Parker, always sporting the finest when she makes her way down to the ring. And she makes no exception this evening for this non-title matchup with Timeless Toni Storm, the unbelievable, phenomenal woman of RWL, 7+ years as Women's World Champion. Well, Timeless Toni Storm has taken on many challengers in RWL, and tonight she's going straight for the top against Dynamite Genie Parker. Wonder how this one's going to turn out. Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. They come center ring. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Genie Parker whips Toni Storm to the far right corner. She counters with an elbow, locks up Genie Parker, gets her into the corner. Drapes the leg over the middle rope, delivers a kick to the calf of Genie Parker. Timeless Toni Storm with a kick and a chop. Parker retaliating right back, rounds her back up into a bear hug. Almost at once, Toni Storm forced to battle her way out. She finally succeeds in doing so. Sets up Parker for a wheelbarrow jawbreaker. Wow, that was unorthodox right there. Hard forearm to Genie Parker, takes her down to the canvas. Timeless Toni Storm has since faced Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote and Dion the Titaness. And tonight, going after the Women's World Champion, there's a scoop slam from Timeless Toni Storm. Up on the middle rope. Here she comes, double axe handle right across the top of the head of Dynamite Genie Parker. Parker rounded up into a drop toe hold and too close to the ropes for a submission. So says the referee. Toni Storm flips Parker over. She got in mind here. Oh, well, swing and a miss. Genie Parker slips out the back door. And look at this, the power of Genie Dynamite military press slam to Timeless Toni Storm. Tries for the double axe handle, but winds up catching another wheelbarrow jawbreaker. And Toni Storm covers, hooks the leg. Well, not even a one. How about this right here? Oh, the look. Genie Parker just shot Toni Storm. Toni Storm with a Hurricane Rana on the Women's World Champion. An elbow takes Parker down to the canvas again and into a deliberate choke. Timeless Toni Storm catches a kick to the side of the head from Dynamite. Genie Parker, a stomp to the midsection. And Genie Parker pinning her down just about center ring with a little display of power and a stomp to the back. Genie Dynamite, the longest ever reigning Women's World Champion in RWL history, slams Toni Storm's head into the turnbuckle, drives a knee into the throat of the Timeless One. Dynamite Genie Parker turning things around here after Toni Storm started out rather aggressively. The Timeless One being escorted to the far right corner by Parker, head first into the turnbuckle she goes. Genie Dynamite gathers her up for a scoop slam, takes herself to the middle rope, and here it goes, crossbody to Toni Storm off the middle, and a little bit of showboating right there from the Women's World Champion. Genie Parker catches a leg sweep from Toni Storm, rolls to the outside. Toni Storm up on the top turnbuckle, changes her mind on the high-risk maneuver and goes directly after Parker. Instead catches a jab right to the face from Genie Dynamite, and another Hurricane Rana to Genie Parker on the outside with the referee counting. Neck breaker drop from Toni Storm. Genie Dynamite catches a kick and a chop, retaliating back with a chop and a knee and a right and a boot to the face of Timeless Toni Storm. Wow. Dynamite Genie Parker takes her down on the outside. The referee still counting, and neither lady seems to care very much. Up over the shoulder she goes, reverse dominator from Dynamite Genie Parker. A stomp right to the face of Timeless Toni Storm. There's a knee right to the side of the head. Timeless Toni Storm now on the receiving end of the business at the hands of the Women's World Champion. Genie Dynamite drives her almost into the ring steps, nails her with a jumping elbow. Genie Parker gathers up Timeless Toni Storm again, gets her back inside the ring finally, and she looks like she's hurting. Dynamite Genie Parker. Oh, it looks like she's warming it up here. Look at this. Whoa! A beautiful clothesline with some art behind it. Dynamite Genie Parker escorts Toni Storm towards center ring. Covers and hooks the leg here. 1, 2, and no. Toni Storm refusing to give up the ship, getting up that left shoulder before the count of 3. A drop kick evaded by Toni Storm. Genie Parker locked up by Toni Storm, whipped to the ropes. Here's a duck under, and whoa! Genie Parker winds up on the outside apron, catches a drop kick from Timeless Toni Storm once again. Genie Parker on the outside, and here comes Toni Storm right after her. Parker rounds her up. Oh, pump handle slam, but winds up catching a couple of knees after an attempted splash. Parker counters Toni Storm again, gathers her back up, tries to drive her back into the ring and almost into the apron. Oh, whoa, just dropped her on her back on the outside, now into an armbar stretch. Dynamite Genie Parker not playing games with Toni Storm. The Timeless One escorted back inside the ring. Genie Parker off the top turnbuckle. There's an elbow right across the chest. Genie Dynamite covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and this one is a wrap. Put it in the books. Dynamite Genie Parker picking up the win over Toni Storm by pinfall.
Here's the time, 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Here's your winner, Dynamite Genie Parker.
While you have to admit Timeless Toni Storm gave it her very best effort, it was not enough. Against the sexy soul sister of the squared circle, Dynamite Genie Parker picking herself up yet another win. We'll be right back with more RWL Rage in just a moment.